everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Letty and this is Bugs Books, where we talk about Christian fiction. I have a super exciting video for you today. It is a book haul, but before we get started, I wanted to give a shout out to a new author that I discovered. Actually, it's a funny story. A couple days ago in my inbox, I got an email from someone named Coffee As I Write that asked me to review their upcoming re-release of a book called When Sound Turns to Music, which, first of all, what a beautiful title. I mean, I was automatically intrigued by that title. It's a really pretty title. It's very inviting. It makes you want to pick up the book. Unfortunately, I have a pretty packed TBR through the rest of the year, which I will be discussing in my next video, my TBR, and so I don't really have a lot of time for new reviews. I do have some reviews that I'm going to be doing for Whitefire Publishing because I'm one of their book reviewer team members, so I'll be doing that a few more times throughout the end of the year. And I have some other TBRs that I want to finish for my reading goals. So I thought if I were to take on another review, it'd have to be something that I was really, really interested in. And the back cover of this book, unfortunately, just wasn't something that that made me want to, you know, make extra room for it. If I was a little freer with my time, maybe, I don't know, but I feel like my TBR is really packed, so I didn't go for it. And that's just a really personal thing, you know. For me, I've said on this channel before, I'm not super into love triangles, and on the back synopsis of the book, it talked about this girl having like 4 different guys liking her and having options, and so that didn't appeal to me personally. But the great thing about books is that they're so subjective. I mean, what I'm into, other people aren't. What other people are into, I'm not. You know, that's the beautiful thing about reading, is that there's something for everybody. And so I know that there are people on this channel who would be interested in that kind of thing. And I was so honored that this author would even reach out to me and ask me for a review, that I was like, okay, even if I don't have time to review this and it's not going to make it onto my TBR this year, I want to be able to share it with you guys, because I have a feeling that there are some people here that would be interested in it. It is Christian fiction. Like the back of the book talked about, like, I mean, there's like 5 main characters. There's like 1 girl and 4 boys, and the back of the book mentioned like each of them having kind of spiritual issues that they're gonna have to work through. So I think that would be really interesting, and that did appeal to me a little bit. I was like, ooh, you know me, I love me some spiritual issues working through. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to make it onto my TBR this year, but I wanted to share it with you guys, so I'm going to put the Amazon link to the book in my description box below, so that if you are interested in it, please check it out. And if Coffee As I Write is watching, thank you so much for reaching out to me. It was a huge honor. You're the first author who has actually reached out to me for a review. I mean, I do lots of reviews, but I always apply for them first, and so you are the first author to reach out to me for a review, and I'm so touched, and I'm sorry that I'm not going to be able to do it this year, but yeah, I'm thrilled to even be reached out to. I feel on some level that I've like made it as a booktuber and book Instagrammer person now, because an author reached out to me for a review. But yeah, so the link to that Amazon page is in my description box. If you're interested into When Sound Turns to Music, please check it out below. Okay, now on to our regular scheduled content. We are doing a book haul video. So a couple weeks ago, Tyndale had their semi-annual sale, so a lot of their books were on some like major discount. So I got a few books from them. Can't wait to show you. Here it is. So we're gonna open it up in real time. I got these yesterday, but I had a really bad day yesterday with symptoms for my chronic illness. So I was like, even if it came in the mail yesterday, I really wanted to do this video for you guys, and I was like, I can't do a video right now. So I waited till today, and I'm feeling much better today, thankfully. So yeah, we're doing it today. Lots of bubblies. So the first book I got was Until We Find Home by Kathy, I hate having to pronounce her name on here, Gulk. I really don't know how to pronounce this last name, and this is not the first time I've read her. I read Ladies of the Lake by her, and I enjoyed it. This is World War I or World War II, I can't remember. But when I saw this one on the Tyndale site, I'd never heard of it. It came out in, the only Kathy Golke book I have read was Ladies of the Lake, which is newer. This one came out in 2017. I hadn't heard of it before. But it looks really good. It's about an American woman who joins the French Resistance, but then she ends up smuggling 5 French Jewish children to England and getting stranded there. And so she goes to like her estranged aunt and begs her to take her and the children in, and so she's there trying to raise these 5 French Jewish kids on English soil. There's a little bit of a romance in here, I think. Yeah, so set in the English, lush, and storied Lake District in the early days of World War II and featuring cameos from beloved literary icons Beatrix Potter and C.S. Lewis, Until We Find Home is an unforgettable portrait of life on the British home front, challenging us to remember that bravery and family come in many forms. Doesn't that sound awesome? I think it sounds awesome, so I had to pick this one up. And then I picked up 3 Lori Copeland books. They're from Her Brides of the West series. You have Glory, Hope, and June. These are not all the Brides of the West. I don't know how many books there are in the series. So I read 1 or 2 Lori Copelands in college, and I liked them. And so when I saw these were like $2 each, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. So I picked these up. And I think that even though they're in like the Brides of the West, I think that they're kind of like standalones in a way. I'm not sure they're super connected, but we'll see when I read them. Plus they're so tiny and cute, so that's cute. So I got those. And then like a week after Tyndale's semi-annual sale, I got an interesting call from my alma mater, the university that I went to for my bachelor's degree. And they were like, hey, we have this like refund for you from your days as a student, which I graduated college in 2018, so it's been several years. They're like, we have this refund for you and we're gonna send it to your bank account. And I was like, okay. And at first I was like, what is this refund? Why have they had it for like 6 years? And what is it for? But then I was like, why am I asking questions? I'm getting free money. And so when I got the refund, you know, I did my tithe and offerings, and then I went on Baker Bookhouse and I got me some books. So that also, or the first part of that also came in yesterday, which is funny because I ordered these books like a week apart, and then they were shipped on the same day and arrived on the same day, which just says like, y'all, I love Baker Bookhouse service. I mean, nothing against Tyndale, like it was still in a timely manner and everything, but it just shows how quick Baker Bookhouse gets their orders out, and I really appreciate that. Like, they have really, really good service. So yeah, these arrived yesterday. This one's a little harder to open. I'm really excited to show you these books. If I can get the box open without stabbing myself, that would be a good idea. Here we go. We got it. So, I should have opened these boxes before the video. It would have made things go quicker. So, first I got The Letter Tree, which is a book I told you guys about earlier in this year that I really, really loved. It's without a doubt going to be in my top 10 books this year. So far, it's one of the best books I've read of 2024 so far. It might be beat out in the last couple months. We'll see at the end of the year when I do that video. But yes, The Letter Tree, I got that. I also got Beyond Ivy Walls, which is Rachel Fordham's newest release. I am so excited for it. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling set in 1903 in Iowa. And if it's anywhere near as good as The Letter Tree, I'm going to love it. I'm so excited. I got a copy of Loyally Luke, which I was actually, I was on Loyally Luke's, I was one of the reviewers when it first came out at the beginning of this year, and so I have an ebook copy, but I've been wanting to get a physical copy for my shelf because I have Authentically Izzy and Positively Penelope in physical copy. So I finally got around to doing that. And I got Meeting Her Match, which is Jen Toreno's newest release, and I also have the first 2 books in the series, and I've been waiting eagerly for this one. So I'm super excited for this one. I also have 4 more books that I pre-ordered, so they're not coming yet, but those are 2 Roseanna and White books. One is In Honorable Deception, which is the 3rd book in her latest series, The Imposters. And I've been so excited for that one because, like, from the very first book, I forget his name. He has a really unique name that I can't remember now. But he's the brother from the girl in the first book, and he's one of the main imposters. And from the what is his name? Anyway, from the very first book, I've been excited for his story. I've been excited for him. I really liked him as a character. Fairfax? His title might be Fairfax. That's not his name, though. Yates. His name is Yates. I am super excited for his story. It does look like it might be a little bit of a love triangle, which, like I've said, is not my favorite. I'm hoping that it's still good, because I can handle love triangles if they're done well. And Roseanna and White is one of my all-time favorite authors, so I will definitely give her the benefit of the doubt on this one and assume that it's going to be done well. We'll see. But the other Roseanna and White book that I pre-ordered is her new Christmas novella, Christmas at Sugar Plum Manor. It's a historical fiction, and I think it has some, like, Nutcracker vibes. I'm just going off that based on the name. I mean, the book is titled Christmas at Sugar Plum Manor, and the main character's name is Clara. So I'm going to assume it's got some Nutcracker vibes, or at least the names, call out to the Nutcracker, but I'm super excited for that one. I also pre-ordered Karen Whitemeyer's Cloaked in Beauty, which is the 3rd book in her fairy tale retellings. This one is a Little Red Riding Hood retelling, which looks so good. I can't wait for it. And the 4th book I pre-ordered, I don't know why it wasn't in my brain, but is Hope Like Wildflowers by Pepper Basham, which is the 3rd book in her Blue Ridge Mountain historical series. I have the first 2 books, and they were both really good. And this one is coming quite a bit after the first 2 books. I think that, I'm not sure if she originally planned to do Kizzy's story, but she is doing it this year. I'm super excited. Now for me, I discovered these 2 books kind of only this year. I only read them this year. They're several years old, so their stories are still going to be fresh in my mind when I get Kizzy's story, and I'm super excited for that. When you read the first 2 books, you wonder about Kizzy, and I'm really excited that we're getting her story. So those are the books that I have gotten and the 4 that I've pre-ordered from Baker Bookhouse, and yeah, I can't wait till they arrive and start reading them. I have so many new books to read, and I will be telling you about all of them in my TBR for the rest of the year video, which will be coming next. Thank you!